We are on the Carnival Freedom for a 5-night Bahamas cruise, and this port is Nassau, Bahamas. And what I want to do today is just share with you the shore excursion that we chose. So my friend had been here several times, but this was my first time in Nassau. So I just wanted to do the shore excursion that was offered through Carnival, the 10 Best of Nassau, and I'll just tell you some of the stops and sights that we saw along the way. So our first stop was a rum cake factory, and there were some samplings that we could choose. They had 2 different samples for us, and then also there were rum cakes that were for purchase as well. But I felt very rushed. It was a very small area, and it just felt like they were just herding you in and out of this area. In between each stop, the tour guide was really great about telling a little bit of the history and some of the landmarks that you were seeing along the way. And then our next stop was Atlantis, and we did not go right to the front of the Atlantis. They weren't allowed to, so they did drop us off at a shopping area, and some of us did go on to the Atlantis Casino, but there was not much time here either. I felt we were very rushed. By the time we walked here, we had about a minute or two, and then we had to walk back because the bus driver was leaving again. After leaving the Atlantis, we were on our way to the Grey Cliff Heritage Village to do a little shopping, and then there were some wine tasting, chocolate tasting, and cigar wrapping available. But along the way, we did stop at this plantation home. It was one of the largest plantation homes, but is in disrepair right now. So this is the Grey Cliff Heritage Village, and the little umbrellas above the road were very cool. We first stopped into a chocolate factory and had some tastings of chocolate. We had a liquid chocolate and kind of like a chocolate fudge that was here as well. And then somehow half of us ended up just staying in the chocolate factory while our driver took the other half to see about cigar rolling, but it was a little disorganized in this area, so I didn't really know what was even going on. There was lots of chocolates to purchase from this area as well. And then after the chocolate factory, right next door was a moonshine store, and we got a sample of moonshine there at the store as well, and also there was things available for purchase. And then across the street, we did do wine tasting, and they had a little shopping area where you could pick up Christmas ornaments and just some souvenirs if you wanted to. Upon leaving this area, our last stop was the John Watling's rum distillery. So they gave us a little bit of information about the history of this distillery, and then you could look through and see how the rum was made. And then at the very end, of course, there was any of the rum that was available for purchase as well. On the way to return to the ship, there was the fish fry area. So all these buildings that you see in this area right here all have the fish fry, which is very popular in Nassau, Bahamas. So we just went through this area on our way back to the ship. So then the driver will drop you off at the same area that you picked the bus back up, and across the street from the little port area by the ship is a straw market. We did decide to go in there, and we picked up some souvenirs for everyone back home at the straw market, which is a really nice place to just go and look at some local crafting. And then this is the area that is right outside of where you get off the ship. So there's some shops, some restaurants, some bars and things here that you can look at for souvenirs and things. And this is literally right off from where you get off your ship. And today we had like 6 other ships that were in port with us, so it was a very crowded day. So after doing a little bit of shopping in this area, we decided to get back on the ship, and I kind of wanted to just tell you my final thoughts about this particular shore excursion. So I did think it was informative as we went by some of the places to get a little bit of a history of Nassau, but as far as the stops that were indicated as like we would be stopping and having a little bit of time at, I felt very rushed. I thought that every stop that we made was a very rushed stop, except the very last stop at that rum distillery. It seemed like we spent quite a bit of time at that location. And then I felt like everything was just to buy things. So everywhere we went, it was just to make you buy something that they were promoting in that area. So to me, I don't think that this was the best use of a shore excursion. I think it was $77 or $79 per person, and I'm just not sure that it was really worth it. I hope you found this video helpful, and if so, please hit that like button, you guys, and until next time, happy travels.